Hey, it's Matt here with Peppercoat Barbecue, and welcome back to the Peppercoat Deck. I just lit a fire here in the Old Country Barbecue Pits Vaquero, their Santa Maria style grill, with some red oak splits because today we're grilling tri-tip. I have never made tri-tip before. I've looked at these several times in the grocery store, and I thought, hey, you know what? I've got a Santa Maria grill. The tri-tip was made famous in Santa Maria, California. I'm assuming if you have a Santa Maria grill, there's some type of law that you have to eventually make tri-tip. So I'm going to try this tri-tip. I'm going to try tip. I'm not doing a lot of trimming on here, just cutting off some of this loose fat. And it is a very nice, very well marbled piece of meat. I'm going to try to get some of this silver skin off so our seasoning will stick to it a little better. So there wasn't a tremendous amount of fat on there, but I've got this trimmed up pretty nicely here. I'm happy with the way that it looks. You can see that the grain is running this direction, and then over here it switches direction where these muscles meet. And so what we're going to do is just remember how this looks once we get our seasoning and get this grilled. It may appear a little different, but we'll slice this right around in this area once it is finished, and then we'll cut this way and this way against the grain. Should give us a nice little tender bite. Since I'm making a Santa Maria steak on a Santa Maria grill, it only made sense to me to use a Santa Maria seasoning. This is from Kinder's. It's Santa Maria with cracked pepper and herbs, but you throw whatever you like on yours, and I'm sure it'll turn out great. Now, this is a big piece of meat. This is 3 pounds. So I want to make sure that I get a nice coat of seasoning all the way around it. I'm not too concerned with over seasoning. So this is looking really good. I got a nice coat of seasoning on there, and I'm going to leave this setting here for probably another 45 minutes to an hour while I get a coal bed burnt out here with these red oak splits, and then we'll get her going. And just like that, steak on. We got some coals over here on the right-hand side that we've got this tri-tip started over. Not a lot. We want to cook this kind of slow. And I just threw in some more of these red oak splits to get a fire going over here to get these burning down. And we'll check back on this in about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, it's been about 20 minutes here on our tri-tip. We're going to go ahead and give it a flip. Yeah, you can see we're a little browner on this end over here. And we're going to do some fire management. I have several coals that's burning down. I'm going to rake these over. And I want to leave some coals on this side because I'm going to put some more splits up here to be burning down. We'll bring that back down. We'll check again in about another 15, 20 minutes. All right, it's been another 20 minutes, and our tri-tip's looking good. We're going to flip this over again. I think we're going to go ahead and put our point towards the heat now so maybe you can get a little sear, a little brown on that side. And then we're going to move some more coals around. So I just added these last splits, and I thought I might ought to check the temperature. Haven't done that yet, but I figured we had a long way to go. But I guess I was wrong. I'm using my ThermoPro Lightning Instant Read Thermometer, and we're showing 140.9 right now. I'm going to check this smaller end over here. Remember, we were keeping that away from the heat, and that is showing at 136. So I've lifted this up off of the fire, and I think what I'm going to do is let it cool down for just a minute or two, and then I'm going to sear it over here on the side where these red oak splits are burning, and then we'll pull it off. I know I'm going to have some carryover, and I don't want this to get any more done than it already is. And so I'm going to be careful here. I'm going to keep a check on it. These ThermoPro Lightnings, they work really well. Gives you a nice quick read, especially when you have your hands over this hot fire. And I want to leave a link in the description and a discount code. You can get 15% off of these at the time that I'm filming this. But this cook went really fast. It went about an hour over top of the low to medium heat. And now I'm just searing this for maybe 2 minutes on each side to get a little sear. And that's going to be it. So we had to adjust a little bit, but the tri-tip looks really good on the outside. But let's cut it up and see what the inside looks like. And remember, we looked at that grain before that we put it on the grill, and I can still pick up on that grain. So I'm going to make my first slice right about here. Cuts nicely. Oh yeah, it's nice and juicy inside. But you can see that is more of a medium well. It is nicely done, though, all the way across. Fire management was good. We were able to get an even cook all the way across. You can see it's still juicy. All right. I'm going to give one of these little slices a try. My first time with tri-tip. That's really good. It's very tender. It does have just a little bit of a pull to it. You can see there. And again, this is my first time that I've ever made tri-tip. And this one may be just a slight bit more done than you would typically want it to be. I did see online most people recommended around 145, and that's about where this was, but it's a little more done than I typically like a steak to be. But it's really good. It's got a lot of really good flavor to it. It's very tender. It is juicy. And I've mixed up some chimichurri over here. This is my first tri-tip. Definitely will not be my last. I like it. I'll do it again, and I'll see you next time on Peppercoat Barbecue.